Hello everyone, my name is Danny and today we're going to be doing something just a little different than my usual. I'm still going to be doing the video blog or video log, or I like to call it vlog part, where I just talk about different things that are either happening in my life, some of my interest, things that I just want to feel like talking about for whatever reason. And so we're gonna divide this video into two parts. So the video blog part will be kind of like in the second half. In the first half, I'm gonna be doing something. Um, it's it's called the Stanford marshmallow experiment. The Stanford marshmallow experiment. So this experiment, it was done um, in like the um, 1960s, 1970s in at Stanford University in the U.S. And it was a professor, and so he wanted to conduct a series of experiments on children. And his purpose of these studies was basically had to do with delayed gratification. So what he did was, um, again, all of his experiments were just done on just very young children. And so what he would do was he would basically find an empty room, and then he would tell the child, he would say, okay, um, I'm going to give you one marshmallow now. If you, even though this is one marshmallow that you could possibly eat right now, however, if you wait for 15 minutes, after 15 minutes, if you didn't eat that one, if you didn't eat that one, if you didn't eat that one marshmallow, then the professor would give the kid two marshmallows instead of one, right? So if a kid could wait and not eat that one marshmallow and wait for 15 minutes, then instead of having just one marshmallow to eat, he would have two marshmallows to eat if that person could wait for 15 minutes. And so the professor would tell him that and leave the marshmallow right in front of him in an empty room, kind of like on an empty table, nothing there. And 15 minutes later, the professor would come back. And if you look on YouTube, there's a lot of those. Some are actual, some are, just ordinary people just doing it on their own kids for fun, and it's kind of funny just to watch those also. But yeah, so if you read about it, there were follow-up studies. They followed up on the kids, and the kids who were able to wait for the 15 minutes for that better prize, if you will, that better reward. I guess that they were found to have, they tend to be more educated, right? They had more education and better SAT scores and better BMI, that's body mass index, and that type of thing. It's hard to say really how accurate that is, but still pretty interesting. So here I am myself. So this is the test. I'm going to give it on myself, right? So here is the one. Here is the one marshmallow. Here is the one marshmallow, and I'm gonna put it right here, right? And so I'm just gonna pretend that the professor put it here and left and the professor left the room, right? This 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 university diploma is not the professor's, right? This is actually mine, by the way. Just wanted to say that. So in 15 minutes, I'm going to try to do the Stanford marshmallow experiment on myself, right? See if I can do it. So if I can wait for 15 minutes, like I just said, and not eat it, instead of having just one marshmallow to eat, my reward will be two marshmallows to eat, right? Much better. So can I wait for 15 minutes? That is the question. So let me time it here. Okay, and so I'm going to start the timing for that 15 minutes. The timing starts right now. Okay. So, just one more quick calculation here. Okay, so on to the second part, like I just said, the video blog part. So just a few things that I felt like talking about for this video blog. Yeah, so this new comedy drama web TV series has just come out. It's called Cobra Kai, right? Now, it just came out on May 2nd, 2018. Oh, I forgot. I kind of wanted just to date this video, just in case. I can't remember if I did. Today is Saturday, May 12th, 2018, and it is 8:12 p.m. here. Okay, just wanted to timestamp this video vlog. Okay, and so I was talking about this new Cobra Kai series here that's come out. It's kind of interesting. I'm looking down just in case if you're wondering, because I found just through experience that when I used to do these types of videos, when I didn't write anything down and I just relied on my sole memory, I would find out after the video was over that I would forget things. Like I would forget different things that I wanted to talk about altogether, or there were details in it that I forgot, or whatever. And really, believe me, if you're doing one of these if you ever try doing one of these videos, it's very hard to remember all of it. And so I find it's much better to make a bit of memo notes beforehand. Also it keeps everything in a more organized, logical order too, right? Because you kind of want to present the things in, like I said, an organized and logical manner, right? Because sometimes when you talk about certain things, you have to talk about them in a chronological manner, right? Or else it just won't make any sense, right? So this Cobra Kai series, it's come out on YouTube Red here. and it's kind of interesting. I haven't watched it yet, but I did a little bit of research. Some of it is on my own because I know the franchise a little bit. But let's just go back a little bit. Um, it all started here. It's basically it is based on the Karate Kid film series. Now, for people who know the original series, there was the Karate Kid, and then the Karate Kid Part 2, then Part 3, right? So that was with Pat Morita, Mr. Miyagi, and Ralph Macchio as Danielle, and um, Elizabeth Shue was in the first one, right, and so forth. And after that, they did the next Karate Kid. That was the Karate Kid was with a girl, with Pat Morita again as Mr. Miyagi. And then they did the Karate Kid in 2010 with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith. And then so the thing is that this new series, the Cobra Kai thing, it's like a lot of people are excited about it. It's trending a lot. But we've been through this revival thing quite often before, right? As I just told you, right? And some of it has really not been very good, right? I mean, in my opinion, if you look back at sort of the chronology of these, the Karate Kid Part 1, that original movie, was a great movie. But Part 2 and 3 basically sucked for different reasons. But in many ways, they sort of had the right idea with Part 2 and 3, because in Part 2 and 3, they couldn't really stay with the Cobra Kai plot over and over again. They had to move on from that. Or they had to really move on from that whole kind of like California sort of culture concept in there, where they had to really get away from all of it. And so they did the right thing by making the movie go to basically Asia, Japan, I think it was, right? But I think that the tough part about that was that, like, it's just really hard to connect to a movie that is just that different, right? So that's why I couldn't really like get into Part 2 and 3. And then, like, if you think of like the next Karate Kid where they use a girl, right? I think the problem with that was that there was just not enough appeal to that type of movie, right? I mean, like, again, like, it's a spin-off, so they're using Mr. Miyagi again, but it's just so different from like the core idea of the movie to use a girl, right? And then for me, really what kind of killed it for me was in their 2010 movie when they did the Karate Kid, again with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith. So like the thing is that it's still part of the original franchise, right? It's not like an independent movie that's completely different. It's still part of the same franchise. And so, like, they literally use the same title, right? And, like, it's basically kind of like as if they're just stealing the idea. But it makes no sense because, like, even if they're trying to stick with the original franchise and use that branding, like Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith are so different from the original characters that it just seems like such a ripoff. And like to have those two like play those two parts in a spin-off film. It just makes no sense, right? So the thing is, the problem now with trying to continue this is a few other things have happened, right? Like Pat Morita, Mr. Miyagi, he's died for quite a few years now, right? And even more recently, John Avildsen, right? The director of the original three parts of the Karate Kid, he also died just, I think, last year or so, right? And so he sort of was the original mindset of the whole sort of movie. And without him, I don't really feel that like the movie can really make any sense without him. And the other thing too, Elizabeth Shue, who played Ali in part one, and who was in like a huge integral part of the movie. She's not in this YouTube Red series either, right? So that's just my take on it. I don't really think that it really makes any more sense to really continue that franchise because it's already been killed, and it seems like they're just kind of making it worse. And boy, that marshmallow just really looks really good. I've just have such a huge craving for marshmallows, especially lately. And guess what? My craving, I don't think I can stop it. Especially this marshmallow in front of me, it just looks so good, right? I love marshmallows, and I don't think I can even wait like for even just a few more minutes. Even though if I wait just a few more minutes, I could actually have two marshmallows instead of one. But I don't think that I can wait that long because I'm so like craving, and that marshmallow in front of me just looks so good, right? So guess what? So I'm one of these people who, one of those kids who could not wait 15 minutes. So, but who knows, right? Because like I said, that is evidence of my university. That is evidence of my university diploma, right? So even though the studies were that I'm less likely to have more of those, the people who could wait are likely to have more education, right? Although I still got mine anyway. So okay. Now I just have to see how much time I have left on this video. So I just have to check. Okay. I wanted to talk about Big Brother Canada. So Big Brother Canada season 6 just wrapped up just this week. Just a few of my thoughts. I thought that it's weird because my perspective is that like I've been watching this franchise like for so long now, like both the American version and the Canadian version, and I have the personality where like if I tend to watch something, I kind of find it redundant or repetitive like after a certain amount of time. But Um, I still watched um, the Big Brother Canada season 6. Um, Kind of interesting because um, I, I I only watched the finale, right? And the finale was an hour and a half. Um, I would not watch the rest of it because that would be too much for me for the reasons that I just said. But for that hour and a half finale, that's usually actually enough for you to get most of what happened. Um, I think I was pretty impressed with the setup of it, like the house and stuff. Kind of like a heaven or hell sort of theme. I'm kind of like surprised where like a lot of the religious setups were like the church sort of symbolism, if that actually happened, because now we're so politically correct and there's so many religions and a lot of people would feel offended by that. Because most of that was more Christian, more Catholic based type structures. Um, the I'll try not to give out too many spoilers, but the finale consisted of two girls and one guy, and um, and then it eventually went to two girls, and so obviously like one of those girls won. Um, um, the thing was that like if I can remember right, like the finale most of the time, like in the American version, they usually like let the jury ask the questions directly in front of the final two or final three, right? Like literally like right in front of each other on the same stage. But for some reason, like the Canadian versions, they like to keep them quarantined right up to the end, right? So you have those two girls who are quarantined still inside the house, and they're talking through a computer screen into the jury, right? And it's just weird for anyone to really kind of talk directly into a computer screen to a certain extent, especially like that. And so, like, it feels if you were doing that, it seemed because it's just so big of a room and big of a screen, it kind of feels like that you're so far away from them. And I can understand why, like, they would feel the need to scream at a screen, thinking they can't hear you or whatever. But like listening to like those two girls like talk, it just felt like listening to two people scream like for 15 minutes, and it was just really hard on the nerves to hear that. But the thing is that whether they were screaming, whether it was just because they thought that they had to yell into a screen, or maybe really like that's really the way that they really are, right? Like, is it really, do they really have like a personality where you feel the need to like scream and yell like with that tone for like 15 minutes? I mean, like, even though I only watched the finale, um, like listening to those two girls scream for 15 minutes like that, like it just gave me a headache, and I was glad it was over, right? Um, so even like an hour and a half, which is what the finale, like that was enough for me, right? But it kind of, like I said, like I was still impressed with the setup, and the casting looked okay. It looked quite multicultural, like not any one of like not all white people or not all of only one like ethnicity too. It looked like a good mixture. I don't think there were any Asians, right? Um, but it's just weird because um, for me, like I I live in Canada, so um, I was trying to get onto the Canadian version, and I've tried now for like this is the sixth season, and I've tried almost for like 5 times, right? And so I think too when you're trying to get onto the show and you've been rejected like so many times, like you can't really ever think that that franchise can make any sense to you if you feel like you've been rejected from and you know the process of how to apply and try to cast, and it's for some reason you still keep getting rejected from the show over and over again, right? So I guess that's my thing too. It's sort of like when you watch these, you kind of like wonder, like is this really kind of make any sense, right? From the focal point of someone who has been sort of rejected from the show like 5 times or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna check. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up, and thanks for watching this video, and thanks for watching all my videos. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, right? So that subscribe button that you see, make sure that you click on it so you can find out basically like when all my new videos are up. You can interact with me and all that good stuff, right? All right. I'm just gonna wrap up. Peace out.